All right, so today we're going to start something new. We are going to be starting a tessellation. A tessellation is basically like a tile floor or a tile backsplash behind a sink. Um, it is basically a flat space that has been divided up into perfectly equal shapes that fit together with no gaps or overlapping. Okay, and this was made famous by an artist named M.C. Escher, who was a mathematician. So this kind of goes between art and math. First thing I want you to do, you'll see a grid on your table. I want you to write your name right over that grid. Nice and big, first and last name. Because we're not using the grid, it didn't work. Okay, then flip the paper over and put it aside. At your seat, you will see a little card with two shapes drawn on it and some arrows. Okay, and two pieces of tape stuck to the middle of your table or right by where your paper is. First thing we are going to do is very, very carefully cut out our first shape. No trimming, no trash or waste. Okay, if you get off the pencil line, oh well. The key is that you start at the corner. It's gotta be at the corner. If you get off the line a little bit, that's fine. Don't go back and trim any bits or pieces off. Okay, now pay attention to where this ends up. If it goes flying, you gotta grab it, okay, and see if it fits back in. Oh, doesn't fit. There we go. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna follow that arrow that's on the paper, and I'm going to rotate this piece of paper and match the corners perfectly. Just like that. Okay? Now, you can have a neighbor help you with this part if you want, or you can do it on your own like me. You have to tape these two pieces together without any overlapping or gaps. Okay? Making sure that the corners are exactly equal. Once you've taped it together, try and tape it in a way where you won't have to trim any tape off. Okay? If the tape overlaps the edge, just carefully trim it off with your scissors without cutting your paper. And you can see I got off of my line just a little bit, and that's okay. All right? The key is that those corners match and that I rotated it downward. Now, I'm going to do the other one. Again, your line must either exactly start at the corner or end at the corner like I'm doing right now. And see what's about to happen. Boom. Okay. Make sure it still fits together. This time I'm going to rotate. I'm not flipping. I'm not turning it all the way around. None of that stuff. I'm simply rotating the shape up, matching the corners like so, and taping these two together. Now, you can see that I've gone and taped it in a way where there is extra tape. You're going to have to find a way to trim that off. You can see that it has caused me a bit of a headache here. Okay, so you want to be careful where you put that tape. Okay, I've managed to pretty much get the tape off of there without changing the shape too much. And for this little bit, I think I'm just going to fold it over. Okay, now I've got my shape. Now what I'm going to do is take this shape, pop it on the paper. I'm just going to trace it with a nice sharp pencil or a lead pencil. Keep your pencil as straight up and down as possible. You cannot let the shape move. If it moves, you're going to have to erase and try again. Alright. So, I have traced my shape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the shape and see how I can fit it elsewhere. Doesn't fit there. Okay? So I'm just going to keep rotating it. Oh, look at that. It fits. I'm not flipping it over. I'm not turning it backwards. I'm just rotating, kind of like a wheel on a bike. trace your next one. No gaps between the two shapes. You can see that they have a common line right here. Okay, so now rotate. See where I can get this thing to fit. Boom, fits right there. Okay, so I'm going to trace right here. Okay, maybe I want to try and work this space right here. So again, I'm just going to keep turning this thing till it fits in like a puzzle piece. Now I can see that I have two sides of my lines already done. So I only have to do right here. Boom. Okay, maybe I want to come down to this part and rotate this thing till it fits. It kind of fits right there. In fact, it fits perfectly, so I could do it that way. Or I could keep rotating it, see if it fits another way. And I can tell that this is the only way this is going to work. Slightly overlap your pencil lines like so. Hold your pencil straight up and down. Trace the shape. Try not to push too hard with your pencil so that this thing doesn't try and move. You can see that I've created these interlocking, almost like puzzle pieces, and this will start to get easier as you start to see big parts of the shapes in between. So that can fit right there. So then I'm going to overlap the lines a bit so it fits perfect. See how I want to match that? See this? This is because my pencil point has thickness to it. So sometimes you're going to see little gaps. All right, just move it around until it's close. And then trace whatever is left over. And there you go. You're going to continue to do this until you fill the entire paper.